Malawi today.
Are you registered?
No.
So we're dealing with someone valuing property over 127 billion, over a billion, who is not a registered valuer. Yes or no?
Yes.
Madzi akupitirirabe kuchita katondo kwa makosana amene akukhudzidwa ndi kugula hotel ya Amaryllis. Mukudziwa bwino kuti anthu amenewa akumayitanidwa kuti akalongosole pamaso pa Public Accounts Committee yomwe ikusogozedwa ndi Baba Malondera amenewa. Nde kumeneku anthu akusowa choyankha ndipo anthu ena akumafika mpaka na stage yomaziluma kumatuluka Thovu Kukamwa mafunso atafikapo. Ife tangobwera pano kuti tikuoneseni ena mwa mafunso amene akhambisidwa anthu amenewa. Chigawo chimene alongosola anthu amenewa kupanga present zomwe anabweresa sitikuonesani, koma ife tikungofuna muone nthawi ya mafunso okhaokha ndipo muone kuti anthu amenewa ndi akavuwevuwedi ndithu. Anthu amenewa akufuna kubera Amalawi. Nde mosatayisana nthawi tangoonani mmene anthu amenewa akutulukira thukuta pamaso pa committee imene ya parliament.
EMJ, before we get into substantive issues, you've presented several things. As a valuer, as a valuer, I would like to find out: are you registered? EMJ, are you registered?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and thank you, the members present. Before I respond to that question, when you look at the terms of reference for the assignment, they were saying they will need a consultant who would be able to undertake a business valuation.
Point of order, Chairperson.
Mulanje, EMG, can you switch off your mic? Mulanje Southeast, please.
Please guide the stakeholder to respond accordingly. Yes or no? You have provided a question, and he is supposed to answer that question, not answer what he thinks is the question. He has to answer your question. Please direct accordingly, Chairperson. Yes or no?
Honourable members, I appreciate your sentiments. EMJ, can I retake my question so that maybe you're clear? Are you registered?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We are registered as a firm.
Are you registered as a valuer? Because you've time and again referred to as professionals who've reached at this and these numbers. You know all this. When you punch in these figures, you at a certain stage you say it. No, within 18 years, these monies shall be recovered. But we have we had yesterday others in the discussion. We had they failed to get to like Continental Asset Management. They had indicated that at 48 billion, the recovery period shall be around 36 years. At 48 billion. Now, as a professional, now you're here, seated in this room, indicating that at an average between 115 billion to 148 billion, you indicated that the recovery period can be within 18 years. But at 48 billion, one of the stakeholders indicated that you can recover in 36, 40 years, thereabout. Today, you're here indicating that at 115 billion, you can recover that money within 18 years. That's the reason I'm asking, as a valuer. Are you registered?
No.
So we're dealing with someone valuing property over 127 billion, over a billion, who is not a registered valuer. Yes or no?
Yes.
Honourable members, honourable members, honourable members, can I
Chair-
have takers to?
Chair, point of order.
Maybe before I take another point of order. How long did, when were you engaged to do this evaluation?
We're engaged in November.
Can you be specific in terms of numbers, the exact date? When were you, as EMJ, engaged to do the evaluation? By who?
I'll need to check on the contract that we signed.
Honourable members, before I come on the supplementary, I'll come to you. Can you come out clear? Because you're able to recall, you said in November, which year?
So we are engaged in November 2025 by PSF,
Who is-
Pension Sales Fund.
Are you the owner of EMJ Advisory?
So EMJ is a firm which has got two directors, and I'm one of them.
Who is the other director?
The other director is Chiremba Oliver.
Okay. Honourable members, let me open this for members to interrogate and actually get to a position. Because you've said that you're engaged. Can you switch off your mic? You've indicated to the committee that you were engaged in November. When did you produce your report?
The first draft was done late November because the assignment was supposed to be for 10 days based on the terms of reference. Chair. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
So the terms of reference in making a valuation, because you lightly indicated to this committee that there was a desk survey. So you were told to find the actual value of this hotel, and the terms of reference was specific that within 10 days you were supposed to deliver. Is it a yes or no?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you so much. Honourable members, can I open for takers?
Can I supplement, Chair?
Vice Chair?
Yes.
We'll take from Lilongwe Mpenu. Can I have other takers from this side? Honourable members, I see Mulanje Southeast. I see Blanta Chiromoni. I see Zomba City North. In that order, please, starting here.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Chisale Emmanuel, I want you to confirm that you were indeed contracted by PSPF, who are the owners of the fund.
Through you, Chair, allow me to respond to the honourable member. So I would like to confirm that we are contracted by the Pension Service, Public Pension Service Fund.
Thank you for the confirmation. Now, in his submission, Mr. Banari, he has consistently said or told this committee that you depended as EMJ on the financial model provided by the hotel. Can you also confirm that?
Yes, through you, Chair, I confirm that.
And at this point in time, is it wrong to say that the hotel was conflicted and you could not depend on their financial model to form, as a basis for your decision to advise the pension owners? Because here is the hotel, basically a vendor, wanting to sell to the pension owners, and then you are contracted by the pension owners to give them professional advice, and yet you are depending on information that is provided by the hotel. Don't you think, as a professional, it was wrong for you to depend on information provided by the hotel?
Yeah, through you, Chair, I don't think so, because in my presentation, I had indicated that we had to do a reliability analysis to gain comfort of the numbers that were presented in the financial model. So I don't think so.
I believe that you are answering as a professional.
Yes, we're answering as a profession. We had to, I understand we had to build the numbers from scratch, but again, those numbers could have been based on the factors or the based on the metrics that were already presented in the financial model, like the room occupancy, the numbers regarding the expenses, the cost of sales. Those are the numbers that we had to look at. It was a desk research, which we are not supposed to do much of a primary research, to go down and do our analysis on the ground. We had to rely on the documents that were shared with the various concerned parties.
Mr. Chisale, there's a point of order. Switch off your mic. Chitipa Central, what's out of order?
Thank you, Chair. Based on your questions, the stakeholder confessed that they are not qualified valuers. I'm wondering, Chair, if we need to continue with the stakeholder, considering that the response they will be giving us are their opinions, not from professional point of view. It's like asking a medical person questions of a patient, knowing very well that is not qualified to practice. We need your guidance here on that one.
Point of order, Chair. I think.
Mr. Chisale, relax. I'm the chairperson in this room.
All right.
And we'll guide you. Don't worry. We are in this room. Honour members, allow me to suspend the proceedings for 10 minutes so that honour members can discuss, then have a position. Looking at what has just been raised before I suspend the proceedings, honour members, because the point of order is legit and valid. As Parliament, we have different experts. It's unfortunate that when people look at Parliament, they are still nursing hangover of the parliaments which were there then, but different experts have won in their constituencies and are here at Parliament. They have served in different capacities out there, and they are seated in this room. So I would like to make a plea and an appeal to citizens of this great nation, wherever they are, where they know that they are experts in different fields, be it in surveying, be it in accounting, be it in whatever, those who love this great nation, to come to Parliament and provide their expertise to supplement on what Parliament is providing. This is an appeal to those who believe in the next generation and those who believe that the current Malawi can be saved from future undertakings. Because if we cannot save this country, then who? If not now, then when? With these remarks, the proceedings are suspended for 10 minutes for us to discuss. Thank you so much. I hope you'd, when we had asked you to temporarily go out, you had a good service from our secretariat, because they normally make sure that your sugar levels are not that low, because your citizens of this nation, that effect, whenever you're outside, they're supposed to take care of you so that your energy levels are replenished. I hope they have assisted you.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Thank you so
I
much.
think we had good 2 cups of coffee, so I think that was good.
I'm happy because you needed a breather. EMG, thank you so much. But as we proceed, I want you, can you switch off your mic? I want you to have peace. Because we know you are a father, you are a husband to someone, you are an integral part of this nation. So I want you as a citizen to feel at ease and at peace, feel most welcome. To honor members, I want to ask you, let's remove emotions and whatnot so that we get to have the best for the nation, so that everything that we're given here, we're given on that level, at that level, whereby people are not pushed or bullied in any way. So EMG, have a comfort from the chair that you're protected and everything will proceed smoothly. We suspended temporarily because you had confirmed to the committee that you are not registered. So members had reservations, and we had a meeting, and as Parliament, because we operate on numbers, and we have resolved to proceed with the engagement and minute everything. So as we dive into plenary, I would like also to thank you, and at the same time thank all our members, because as we're speaking, others are enjoying lunch, but you've been here since 8:30 a.m. and in the afternoon you're also going to be engaged with another key stakeholder. As a chairperson, I would like to recognize your contributions to the country, because you're foregoing your meals and whatnot, just to make sure that the country gets to know what actually happened. Feel that your chair appreciate, and thank you so much. And allow me also to thank EMG that at this point you're here while others are enjoying lunch. Thank you so much for that. So going forward, EMJ, members will be given time to ask questions. The moment I recognize them, you're free to identify them by their constituency. You may know them by name, but in this room, there's no Baba Malondera. There's no Nkaka in this room. There's only Lilongwe Nyanja, Lilongwe Mpenu. You're looking at Blanta Chiromoni, like Islipipaga, Blanta City North, like the case of Honorable Awali. But going forward, you don't need to recognize them as such. You recognize them by their constituency. Other members, let me open the floor for takers. I see Zomban Sondole, and I see Chikwawa West, and I see Lilongwe Chiwamba. In that order, please, for the first round.
Thank you, Chair. My question is, they indicated that they were contracted by pension fund. I just want to know what method they used to contract them, and on the same, where the pension fund aware that the firm they are contracting are not registered. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Chikwawa West.
Thank you very much, Chair. My question is, he mentioned in his when he was responding to one of the questions that he's the managing director, but he has his there's a co-director, Mr. Oliver Chilemba. Chair, I just wanted to find out, this is a very important meeting, a very important inquiry. Mr. Chilemba is not with us here. Was not involved in the evaluation or maybe the work that was done to come up with the figures, the 128 billion? Maybe before they respond to the other questions, if they can confirm where is Mr. Oliver Chilemba.
Lilongwe Chiwamba.
Thank you very much, Chair. I just want to ask the EMG directors and his colleague, through you, to explain to this House his education background. And also, I just want to know, for the work they have carried out, how much they have charged. If indeed they have received the payment, how much is it? Thank you.
EMG, can you take those 3 questions? Then we'll come with another round. Over to you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Through you, let me respond to the first round of questions. I'll start with the question that came from Honorable Member for Chukwawa West. I think one of the issues, you remind me if I've forgotten one of them, the method that was used to appoint us.
The first one was from Zomba Msondole. Take note of that. I will keep collecting you in terms of the name of the constituency, because whatever we are discussing now shall remain in the archives when we are long gone. So even their grandchildren must see if the grandmother did a good job. So that is Zomba Msondole. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. So one of the questions that was asked was the method that the Pension Service Fund used to appoint us. So what I would do, the way I would respond, Chair, is that we did receive terms of reference. I think from the pack that was submitted to your Honorable Office, the terms of reference were there. And based on the terms of reference, they had requested us to submit a proposal, both financial and technical, which we did. We did submit because after looking at the terms of reference, we saw that we were qualified to do the job based on what the Pension Service Fund wanted in terms of qualification and experience.
MJ, were you poached, or was it an advert? Was it that way, or you were handpicked? Were you handpicked, or were you poached? Was it an advert? Was it single sourcing? I think that's the question that the honorable member was looking forward to have. Can you take that one?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We were not poached. We received the terms of reference and submitted the technical proposals for their consideration.
Was that done via an email? Was it verbal? Were you given a written document? Because record has it that EMJ is not on the list of pension fund managers. Because when you go there, you find that there's Old Mutual, there's Nico, there's Continental, but there's nothing like EMG. Were you handpicked, or were you poached? Was there an email?
Sorry, maybe before.
Maybe before you take that one, Vice Chair, please.
Yes. Chair, in his response, he's going to the second layer of the question, because you cannot receive terms of reference for something that you haven't been contracted. So we want to understand, before you got the terms of reference, how were you picked as a potential valuer?
Chair,
controlling officer, can you take that one?
thank you, Chair. We received an email for us to submit a proposal.
Maybe Palombe Machemba, I see you're agitating. Can you put it differently? Maybe it may sound slightly different.
Yes, Chair, thank you. I want to put it differently, but it's the same question. How did you come to know that the fund wants an entity to conduct evaluation exercise? How did you know?
Controlling officer, can you take that one?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Allow me to respond to Honorable Member for...
That's Palombe Machemba.
For Palombe Majenga. Machemba, sorry, you give me? So, at the time that the email came, we didn't know that there was a request for proposal in terms of whether somebody was supposed to do the evaluation. We only got it through the email. That's when we knew that there was something, there was a potential business in Malawi.
So now, as Parliament, as part of our powers, can you send to Public Accounts of Parliament the email that you received and all the communications that you received regarding this potential business undertaking? Controlling officer, please proceed to respond to the other questions before we get another round.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We immediately do that once we arrive in the office. Can I proceed, Chair? I'm still with the honorable member for Zomba, Sondole. So in terms of what we are requested to do, I think I already started explaining that. What we did was basically what is in the terms of reference. We submitted a proposal for us because we knew we were capable of undertaking the assignment based on what was in the terms of reference. The qualifications that were requested, when you look at the terms of reference, Chair, item 8 is talking about qualifications and experience. Thank you, Chair.
Honourable members, maybe supplementary from Zomba City North. Zomba City North.
Yes, thank you, Chair. And through you, I just wanted to find out from him, since he has just responded, he has put it on record that because of the experience that they have, they were capable of doing the exercise. Would EMJ share with this committee or this House other jobs or works of the same magnitude that they have performed right here in Malawi?
Controlling officer, since you've alleged that you qualified to that extent, the honour member from Zomba City North is asking through the chair that you give us documentary evidence of the work that you've undertaken of similar magnitude, be it somewhere around 30 billion, 50 billion, 80 billion. Now you even reached an extent of 115 billion, 140 billion. You can share that experience with the committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So, would the honourable member require us to submit the copies of contracts for the jobs that we've done, similar to this?
In fact, that's what the honourable member is asking for. And at the same time, please submit to us or Parliament the contract that you have with the pension fund. because you cannot undertake such a big role without a contract. So that has to be accompanied by others that you did way before this one, as per the guidance from Zomba City North. Vice Chair, you have a word?
Yes. Chair, you had earlier asked whether they were registered, and the response we got was an emphatic no, they are not registered. Now, I want to connect my question to that question. He has indicated that when he saw, or when they saw the terms of reference, they saw capability in them, and yet they were not registered. Where was their capability when you were not a registered professional entity?
EMG, whenever you're done responding, remember to switch off your mic, because it has effects on the other end, especially those who are listening. Can you take that one and proceed to respond to the other questions which you got? EMJ, your time.
Chair, can I help him on that? I think based on the terms of references.
Can you wait?
Okay.
Because can you switch off your mic? Procedurally, this house, you are a supporting artist, if I may use that word. To that effect, you need to use the controlling officer for him to ask that you respond or help him. This is the more reason we allowed you to take an oath, because you cannot speak without taking an oath. So going forward, controlling officer, MJ, make sure that all the requests are supposed to come through you. The same applies this side. You will not see any member just switching on the mic because they recognize that there's a chair. I think you are aligned with what I've just said. Get aligned. Over to you, controlling officer. But because he has asked, for now, I'll give him a chance to proceed. But going forward, use the desired way. Over to you, Mr. Chisale.
Thank you, Chair. In fact, I'm Mr. Banali. He's Mr. Chisale. I wanted to say, on the terms of references, the issue of experience is based on business valuation, not property valuation. Because the certification that you are looking at here is registered as being a property valuer, whereas we're engaged to do a business valuation analysis, not property valuation. I just wanted to make clarity on that.
Controlling officer, please proceed to respond to the questions.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. There was another question from Chihuahua West. Allow me, Honorable Chair, to respond to Chihuahua West on the issue of one of the directors, Chilemba, who is not here. So in terms of EMJ, in terms of the business lines, we've got audit section and consultancy section. So in terms of consultancy section, I'm the one that is responsible. So that's why I'm the one who is here, and so that I can ably handle the issues that are arising during this session. Thank you, Honorable Chair. There was another one from Lilongwe Chiwamba. There were two issues in terms of educational background and how much was charged for this assignment and whether it was paid. If I forgot any of the issues, Honorable Member, you would remind me through the Honorable Chair. So in terms of the educational background, I'm a qualified accountant, an ICAP member, an FCCA. Those are the educational backgrounds that I have. I've got experience in terms of audits over 25 years. In terms of consultancies, experience over 7 years. Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Member. Let me proceed to the other question. So, in terms of how much was charged for this assignment, the total proposal that we did was 26 million, I think, and 700 gross. And that, Honorable Chair, you'll be able to see it and verify through the copy of the contract that we're going to submit to your office. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you so much. Honour members, can I have takers? Chilazulu Nyungwe, Blanta Chiromoni, Lilongwe East. In that order, please.
Thank you very much, Chair. The first thing that I want to ask about, looking at the viability business analysis report, page 6 and page 16, I feel, Chair, that the controlling officer has given us a very unrealistic profitability compared to the industry. And Chair, to be able to understand the industry trends, it's a simple Google search. So what they have put in the report is that the gross margin is around 63 to 69%, whereas net margin is at 37% and EBITDA margin is at 34 to 38%. You find that for hotels, a quick Google search will tell you that 4 to 5 star hotels, the gross margin internationally is at 50 to 60%. EBITDA is at 20 to 30%, where net margin is at 10 to 20%. So, a 37% net margin is very high for a hotel that's in Malawi. We have high inflation. And he also mentioned, Chair, that it's a dry hotel, so there's no alcohol sales. So in this very high-cost operating environment, I would like to know from the controlling officer how he can justify this high and unrealistic profitability that he pegged this hotel, Amaryllis, to be at. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you so much. Blanta Chiromoni.
Thank you, Chair, for organizing the people of Blanta Chiromoni. From the records that we have seen, you were engaged by the pension fund. First of all, I want to know, you were engaged by the management of the pension fund or the trustees or a third party? Number 2, Chair, they were engaged on the 11th of November. Such a magnitude of valuation within 24 hours, on the 12th, if not the 13th, or 48 hours, they had already provided a preliminary report. I don't know, 128 billion valuation within 24 hours. Chair, it doesn't make sense. I submit.
Can we go to Lilongwe East?
Thank you so much, Chair. Of course, my question, it's just similar to the one which has already posed by the honorable member. So maybe I should say, should go ahead.
Thank you, Lilongwe East, for UD. Controlling officer, you have 2 questions. Can you attend to the 2 questions from Chilazulu Nyungwe and the Blantyre, Chilomoni, Kabula, Nancholi constituencies. Thank you, Controlling Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Allow me to delegate to Mr. Bonari to respond to the question from Honorable Member from Chiradzulu Nyungwe.
Please proceed.
And then thereafter, it will come back to me. I'll respond to the issue from Honorable Member for Blantyre, Chilomoni.
Through your chair, allow me to respond to the question brought by Honorable Member from CZ Nyungwe, Chiradzulu Nyungwe, that is. I think the question was about the unrealistic performance results that we presented in the report. The hotel is operating in Malawi. Yes, I understand that nowadays technology gives us an opportunity to get information in our fingertips. But I would wish to inform you that in 2024, Sunbelt had a profit of 102%. That was 10.6 billion. So if you are saying the numbers are unrealistic, when we are talking about some 30-something percent, I would like to disagree. Our percentages that we have included in the report are based on the financial model numbers, which also we have applied some conservative assumptions so that we should not inflate the numbers. So I would, in short, I would like to disagree with the member to say it is possible, and the ranges of profitability within the hotel industry in Malawi are within the 30% range. Thank you, Chair.
Controlling Officer, I see a hand. Is that a supplementary from Chiradzulu Nyungwe? You have the floor.
Yes, Chair. Thank you, Chair. I would like to continue using the example of Sunbread that the Controlling Officer used. In 2021, Sunbread built the Salima Waterfront Hotel using about 6 billion Malawi kwacha. They also built the conference center using about 8 billion Malawi kwacha, making a total of 14 billion. Now we're here, 2025 or 2026, we're talking about Amaryllis Hotel going at 128 billion. Let me make my question less technical by asking the Controlling Officer as a Malawian. Do you think that it is, or let's say, in what extent do you agree with the following statement? Is it normal for Malawian clients, mostly those with Asian and Indian descent, to request assessors like yourself to inflate business property values in order to attract higher sales prices? Please, if you can answer that, I think we'll get to the bottom of this issue. Thank you so much.
Controlling Officer, maybe that one, we can proceed. Mr. Banali.
Thank you so much, Chair. Through you, Chair, to respond to say, is it a practice for some malpractices done by the Asian community? That I think I'll be in a position to do that. What I'll respond is about the cost of constructing the hotel. I think in my presentation, I didn't mention that the actual cost that was used to construct Amaryllis Hotel, as presented in the financial statement, is 25 billion Malawi kwacha. Then in our presentation, what we did, since we are not property valuers and we were not engaged to do that, but we tried to index that 25 billion to the current market economic fundamentals. And in my presentation, I did that. The number came to around, I think, 87 billion. That's the cost of the hotel. But to get the actual cost or construction of a hotel now, I think we'll have to be honest with each other. Though I've rejected to respond to the practices of the Asian community, but I would like to put it clear to say, currently, if you are to access Forex from the banks to buy materials to construct the hotels, you cannot find Forex at spot rate. They are using forward rates.
Maybe before I come to you, Vice Chair, can we go to Blantyre Chiromoni Kabula?
Maybe if we stuck to the idea, the first idea that we're dealing with people that have already accepted that they're not professionals, we would have done something. Because I asked the question there, who engaged them? Is it the pension fund management or the trustees or a third party? Their assessment was based on pleasing a third party, not these two. Secondly, they are busy using property valuation report and not business valuation report. Chair, you can have a property, a high valued property where a hotel sits and that hotel is not profitable. What pension fund managers wanted to do is to buy a going concern, a business that should generate cash flow. They were not buying a property. But in their assessment, if you see, they actually have used the property value from Knight Frank and the property value from the Garden City to determine the business value. So anyway, since they already accepted that they are not professionals in doing that, I think in coming up with that inflated price, there are so many holes, Chair. So they will not be able to respond to Chiradzulu in the appropriate way because they are busy telling us, in order for us to build, this is what we have to do. You are building because you want to use the valuation, which is property valuation. We are asking you to see if the business is viable or not. So the two things that you should have relied on, the reports, were the ones from Capital Asset Management and the one that Nico Asset Management asked through FDH Bank. Because those were the business valuation report, and they're giving you the figure, which is lower, about 30 billion, the other one is 35 billion. And even doing those two, the return is still 40 years. And therefore, it contradicts their 18 years that they're giving us. Chair, they misled everything, and I think it's good that you ask the question whether they are professionals in the field, and they said they are not. From here where I'm standing, Chair, it's very clear they are not. Actually, they don't know what they're doing.
Thank you so much, Blantyre City Chiromoni Kabula Nancholi, for that. Allow me to give to Vice Chair.
Yeah, Chair, thank you so much. If you would recall, I asked a question in relation to their capacity to do this kind of assignment, and he responded to say they were approached as business valuers and not property valuers. And what is trying to give us in a response to the question from Chiradzulu Nyungwi is trying to justify in terms of the replacement cost of the hotel, which is not what we are not interested in, because you are assessing Amaryllis Hotel as a going concern, as a business, not as a property. you are not into property valuation. That's what you taught this this meeting. So I think I will agree with Blantyre Chiromon to say you seem not to know what you are talking about, because on one hand you are talking about property valuation, on the other hand you are talking about business valuation. I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. I see you're raising a hand, Mr. Banali.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chair. But I think we need to clarify here to say I was responding to a question regarding the cost of the property. That's why I had to mention about what the Honorable for Chirazulu Nyungwe asked was about. He was trying to compare that Sunbelt constructed a hotel. So in my response, I had to respond in relation to cost of construction, not business valuation. I hope I've made myself clear there.
Chair, point of correction.
For the sake of progress, Blantyre Chiromoni Kabula, can you switch on your mic?
In their report on page 17, if not page 18, they have actually used the same property valuation. So he is, much as he is responding based on the cost of construction, they already used that. He's trying to cement the presentation on page 17, where they have used the valuation from Garden City and Knight Frank.
I think we need to progress. There are a few questions which were raised. In your responses, you can attend to that. Controlling Officer, Mr. Chisale, can you take the rest of the questions if you still feel that you have others that are pending? Are you done?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. There was a question from Blantyre Chiromoni in terms of whether we're contracted by the trustees or a third party. I think that was one of the questions. In my response, Chair, we were contracted by the pension fund trustees, not a third party. And you'll be able to see it from the copy of the contract that we're going to share. There was another question from the same honorable member from Blantyre Chiromoni in terms of the timing or the dates. What would be saying, Chair, is if you see the terms of reference, the back of the work.
Controlling Officer, can you switch off your mic? Chukwa West, supplementary.
Thank you very much, Chair. In your response, you are saying you have a contract which you were given by pension fund. Isn't it possible that you can share with us that contract now, so that we should be able to see what is in that contract? Because if you say you will send it, what time are you sending us? We need that contract now, so that we can read what is there. Thank you.
Controlling Officer, I just want to be fair, so that when you're walking out of Parliament building, you don't get to feel offended in any way. How many days do you think we can give you to give us the contract which you signed with a pension fund?
Thank you, Chair. This is the information that we can send before the end of the day.
Before the end of the day today?
Yes. Because other than the contract for PSF, we were supposed to send you the email for the tours. We were also supposed to send you copies of the previous contracts that we've done, and then the contract for pension fund. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you so much. We'll give you up to tomorrow, 12 noon, So that today, in case maybe after this, you may have a different mindset when you walk out, because you're seated before honorable members, you may be, thinking that I need to do this, I need to do that. I'm a human being. All members seated in this room are also fellow Malawians, and they want the best out of you. So we'll give you time. After this, you may need coffee at home, elsewhere. Then when you recollect yourself, make a proper submission tomorrow by 12 noon. Is that okay, controlling officer?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This is fine with us, and thank you for your consideration.
Can you proceed to take the rest of the question? Because this was supplementary. Are you done?
Yes, Chair. Unless if I've forgotten another one.
Other members, in case he has not responded to the questions which you raised, can you help refresh him?
Yes, so, Chair, the timeline in terms of when they got the contract on the 11th and when they submitted the report on the 12th, that timeline suggests that the report was pre-commissioned. So I wanted him to come out very clear on that. Secondly, the reason why I asked who actually engaged them to do the valuation, they seem to be protecting the interest of the Yusuf investment and not the interest of the pension fund manager or trustees.
Thank you so much, Blanta Chiromoni. Controlling officer, you may recall that at the beginning of this engagement, I asked you the same question, but you seem to be playing games in responding to that one. And Blanta Kabula has put it in a slightly different way. Can you come out clearly as to when? Because you may recall earlier on, you just indicated that in November 2025, you were not specific on the dates. You recall that one? You were never specific on the date, but maybe we'll see the dates on the contract. But the information that we have, which is not official, we wanted you to give us an official position so that we compare. Blantagabla is saying, you were given a contract on 11th. By the 12th, close of business, a business analysis, viability, whatnot, everything was concluded on a business worth over 128 billion. So the honorable member wants you to come out very clear. Can you be very clear, Bana, please?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Allow me to delegate Mr. Bonari to respond to that, if you allow me.
Please, Mr. Bonari, kindly take that one.
Thank you so much, Chair. And thank you very much, Honorable Member for BT Blanta Chiromoni. Yeah, it really doesn't make sense to have a contract on the 12th, is it? And then a report on the 13th. The terms of references gave us, they said the work should be done in 10 days. But when we submitted the proposal, the technical and the financial proposal, we received a communication through a phone that we can proceed with the work, as they are working for completing the contract. Yeah, so there might be the consistencies in the dates of the contract and the date of submission of the report, but the reason we can give to the committee is that confirmation to proceed with the work came prior to signing of the contract, which was pending other issues with the fund itself.
Receiving contract.
Can you switch off your mic? Mr. Banali, are you telling this committee that you proceeded to do the work way before the contract was signed? And you did that because you had received an instruction over the phone call. Can you tell us who called you to proceed to doing the work of this magnitude without signing the contract? Can you clearly indicate when did that person call you and at what time? Mr. Banali, please.
I think that's something that we need to go back and check. But to confirm the time, the when, yeah, I cannot just mention that to say it was this day, it was this time. But what I can say is I was trying to check with the principal officer to say, does he has an email on that to substantiate our point. But the case is we started the work based on that communication as the contract was being drafted.
Mr. Chisale, when the colleague asked you in terms of composition of your company, you told this committee that there are two of you taking charge. One is into auditing and you are into consultancy. You indicated that you have 8 years experience. No, in terms of consultancy, he said he has 7 years in consultancy. But now and again, the basic questions, you're referring to Mr. Banali. Yet you also told this committee that you got 26 million for that work. Do you think you're doing yourself justice to what is happening?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. So the payment came after the contract had been signed, but in terms of what transpired is what my colleague has indicated, that he got the instruction, the verbal instruction that you've been successful, but because the terms of reference are saying, do this work within this period, we had to proceed once the logistics for in terms of contract were being finalized by the pension fund.
Zomba City North. Before I come to you, the honor of the question, on this one, my apology, I would want to balance. Those who haven't talked frequently, I need to give them space. Zomba City North.
Chair, through you, you had posed a question that sought an answer from them, an outright, a clear answer of yes or no. You asked that they should confirm that they went ahead to do the work before they actually had signed the contract. They just explained, but they did not answer that question clearly. That's number one. Number two, wanted to find out between Mr. Chisale and Mr. Banali, who received the verbal communication. Thank you, Chair.
Maybe you may want to also clarify on that one. Mr. Banali, are you working for EMJ or you were hired as a consultant?
I was hired, thank you, Chair. I was hired as a consultant, and these calls were, when they were being made, it was after we had already started discussing about the work.
When were you hired as a consultant?
Yeah, the period is November, but we need to confirm on the dates.
So the same November they got an opportunity. The same November they found a consultant. The same November a report was generated. The same November you saying that because as you read the papers, you find that the same November the sale agreement was signed within a period of from somewhere around 11 November to 17th November. By the time we were waking up on the 18th November, all those things were done. So would you want to confirm that within November, you were hired as a consultant? Within the same November, you generated a report and a business analysis and proceeded to guide that, to submit to those who hired you that this, you can now proceed to have a sale agreement. Is this what you're giving this committee?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, everything happened in November.
Chair, point.
Everything happened within November.
Everything happened within November, because when you see the terms of reference, they had given us 10 days.
Anyway, I think, honour members, some of these things we need to engage when we are finding out those who hired them. Because when you recall, all the asset managers, some said that it had to take over 3 months to generate the same. They took over, some of the asset managers took 3 months to generate a report and a stand that this valuation and whatnot can only be sold at 30 billion, 40 billion for 3 months, having done all those things. And you're talking of the people who were not into desk surveys, literature reviews, but serious people getting on the ground and taking the details. It took them 3 months and gave a position of about, the highest was 48 billion. Now, within 3 days, you generate something which is over 15 and between 15 and 115 and 145 billion within 3 days. Something which others did in 3 months. I see Nyungwe.
Chair, point of order. I quickly would like to visit, and I think most members would like to revisit your question as to who made the call. He said he couldn't tell the time and place, but the who, I'm sure, is something that he can easily recall. Thank you very much, Chair.
Can we, before I come to Chichikwawa West, can you come out clear? Who called you? Serious? Can we be serious for now? Because as for me, you know, Mr. Chisale, can you switch off your mic? I want us to be very serious. We've left everything that we're supposed to do. We've been here since 8 a.m. We've passed lunch hour, and soon after this, the moment you walk out, we are engaging the Law Society in the same room. For me, today is the birthday of my only daughter. This will be the only day I've missed her birthday. She's at school. I've failed to go there because I know my family is just a small thing. This is an issue of national importance. We must be serious and get information because Malawians are bigger than everyone seated in this room. They need answers. You mean you can't even recall someone who called you on the phone? Was it a one-off phone and you've never spoken to that particular person? What are you hiding? Who called you?
Can I respond to you, Chair? Honorable Chair? So at the Pension Fund Trust, there's one officer in the procurement section. I think I've forgotten the name, but that's a guy, because he's only one at Pension Fund in the pensions, in the procurement office.
Point of order, Chair. Point of order, Chair.
Chikwawa West, then Blanta Site Chiromoni Gabula Nancholi constituency. Chikwawa West.
Thank you very much, Chair. I think what I wanted to say is we are here doing this inquiry. People out there are listening. You cannot come here, take an oath, and then when we are asking you questions, you're like, we don't remember, we don't know. Are you sure you don't know the dates? November has dates. When you were coming here, you were given a notice that you are coming here to respond to issues about Amaryllis Hotel and the work that you did. Are you sure you can tell the whole committee here that you are not, you don't know the dates when you were contracted, you don't know the one who called you, even by name, you just know there's a procurement person somewhere, but you don't know the name? Are you sure you can tell this committee that you were recruited in November, but you don't know the dates? Are you sure you can tell this committee that you don't know the dates when the contract was given? Let's be serious. Tell us the dates. We are here to work, and tell us the person who called you, because we are doing this for the Malawians. We have a lot, as the chair said, to do. But now we are here just moving up and down, up and down. We have been here since 8:30, and this is 2 p.m. Can you tell the nation, because the people are listening there, when were the dates and who called? Thank you very much, Chair.
And between the two of you, who received the call? Between the two of you.
Thank you, Chair. So in terms of the dates and the contract, when it was signed, those dates will be provided, Honorable Chair, because I think that's one of the documents that will be submitted. We know there's, in terms of the dates when the call came, we're going to cross-check, because you've given us up to tomorrow, midday, to give the information, and including the person who called.
I had given Blantyre City Chiromoni floor.
Chair,
I think there's a nation who received the call. Was it Mr. Banali or Mr. Chisale?
Honorable Chair, can Mr. Banali respond to that? You do allow me?
Please proceed.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I'm not responding to who received the call. When you are sending the letter, you highlighted the areas that you want us to clarify. The point of who gave us the contract, who called us, I think you have time to engage the... No, what I was trying to say is, what we prepared was the technical or the analysis, our report we submitted. That's the area that we prepared to present here. In terms of...
can you switch off the mic, Mr. Manali? I want you to bring you back to one of the issues I said during the opening remarks. Seated before you are members of parliament. And I want to refresh you. They are seated here because we have a supreme law of the land, the Constitution. These members of parliament have 3 key laws. There's registration, there's representation, and there's oversight. They are mandated by the Constitution to provide oversight because the money in question, you may think it's not direct from government. Yes, people may say so, as pension, because as members, those who are working in government, they contribute 5%, and 10% is contributed by government. That is about 66%. What we're doing here as Public Accounts Committee is to provide an oversight role as per the powers of the Constitution. This committee, Public Accounts Committee, has powers to sit, and one of the powers I read in the morning, and I want to read again, okay? To require any person to disclose and produce to the committee any papers and records in that person's control, possession, and custody relevant to the committee's proceedings. So, you are a person seated in this room. We're asking you to disclose the person who called you. And you want to to tell this committee that you can't disclose? Is this what I'm getting from you? Because the committee is asking you, as power or sent by the Constitution, asking you to disclose someone who called you to proceed to doing the work without the contract. I'll take this for the last time. Are you disclosing or you're not disclosing?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm trying to check through the email.
Mr. Bernard?
Yes.
We don't have time to play games. Do you receive a call on an email? We're talking of somebody who made a call. Was it a direct call, a WhatsApp call?
I need to.
Who received the call? Or you don't know who received the call?
It's him. I need to get the
Mr. Bernard,
Can you switch off?
did you receive the call? Mr. Chisale?
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
Mr. Chisale or Mr. Bernard? The two of you, who received the call?
He received the call, and it's the same person who sent the email. So he wanted to confirm the name of the person from the email.
Please proceed to checking that. Because as Parliament, we need to get details. Everyone who's involved in this thing will make sure we have a way to getting serious information from there. We'll wait up until he does that. So I'll not entertain any other interjections up until we get that. Honorable Chiromon, relax. These are professionals. They have been in the industry for some time. We just have to respect them. So give them time. I'll give you 2 minutes. Can you search?
We are struggling with network.
I think, Chair, I'm trying to access the connectivity.
Anyway, for the sake of progress, let's proceed.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No, it's fine. The next thing you'll be accused of something else.
appearing there. I was trying to hotspot him, but it's not appearing on the list.
Okay. Can you switch off your mic, controlling officer? Order members, do we have someone with another question different from what we've been having, so that we can ask a question? Anyone who feels and believes that there's a different question, can I take just
And I want them to confirm something.
I see.
It's a different one.
I see Blantyre Central, Zomba City North, Lilongwe Chiwamba, Chikwawa North, Molanji Southeast, in that order, please. And take to the floor, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, through you, I would like to know from the controlling officer, Mr. Chisale. Mr. Chisale, are you aware of the public outcry regarding the 128.75 billion that was based on your report? Are you aware of the public outcry that we have now? And secondly, in light of this serious public allegation, do you stand by the independence and objectivity of your November 2025 investment analysis report? If so, on what basis? Thank you, Mr. Chisale. Thank you, Chair.
I had recognized Zomba City North.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. And through you, I just wanted to find out from EMJ if they were aware or they came across the previous work done by FTH, the previous work done by CAM, and also the reasons why Nico Asset Managers withdrew from the exercise, citing some operational risks. If so, how did they factor in these into their conclusions or their recommendations? And another one is that he wanted to find out if EMJ managers or partners or anyone is directly or indirectly in contact with Yusuf Investments Limited, which also houses Amaryllis Hotel, or they had any other engagement with them prior to being engaged into this business. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Zomba City North. Lilongwe Chwamba.
Chair, mine is only suggestions, but we have been here, Chair, for almost so many hours, and we have asked so many questions. But on their explanation, I can see element of fraud. That, through you, Chair, I want to ask if the House can agree to engage physical police.
That's true.
As for Lilongwe Chwamba, I cannot tolerate things to happen of this nature. Chair, if you can allow physical police to come in so that they should spend time with them, so that then we can engage another stakeholder. Thank you, Chair.
Honourable Member, I think Controlling Officer, you can take the first one. Be at peace. When we engage everyone, we'll put up recommendations. I think Lilongwe Chwamba is debating in anticipation. So, debate in anticipation as per our standing orders is not allowed. So, Lilongwe Chwamba, I rule you out of order on that one for the time being. Mark the word for the time being, because you're debating in anticipation. But thank you so much for the passion that you have for this great nation, and we appreciate. Chikwa.
Thank you so much, Chair. Through Chair, I want to hear from the controlling officer when the assignment was given to them and when the draft report was submitted. Two things. When the assignment was given and when they produced the draft report, because there's a mismatch in their presentation. Thank you, Chair.
Chikwa North, thank you so much for that. But they were on the laptop checking on the same. So due to network challenges, they are unable to do that. And in fact, I ruled that they wanted to submit today, but as a matter of giving them comfort, we ruled that they must submit tomorrow by 12 noon. I think that's what I said, at least for that. Can we take the last one from Blanta Chilomoni Kabula Uko Kunancholi? Honourable Member, your time.
Yes, Chair. In their submission, there is a claim that they did a proper valuation. But from the discussion, it gives us that there is a proper red flag. I just want to ask them that maybe because they were only given 10 days and they might have erred on the value of 128.75 billion, that given more time, the value would go down. Would you agree with that? Or you still stick to your valuation at 128.7 billion? And if so, should pension fund of pensioners lose their money, are you insured that they can be covered based on your insurance? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. I skipped Mulanje Southeast. I had recognized you. Mulanje Southeast, can you take to the floor?
Thanks so much, Chair, for recognizing the people of Mulanje Southeast. Just a short one. Wanted to find out from EMJ whether they have managed other portfolios before and how big those portfolios are and how those portfolios are performing. Secondly, wanted to find out from EMJ if they are aware of the Financial Services Directive with regards to pension funds, and if as such they are aware that there are limits on concentration and prudential investments that fund managers are supposed to undertake. Thank you, Chairperson.
EMJ, will hand over to you to respond to those questions. Over to you, Controlling Officer.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you, honorable members, for the questions. I will start with the two questions that came from an honorable member from about are you aware of the 128 billion? There's an outcry from the public.
Blantyre Central.
Blantyre Central. So yes, we're aware, because everything is in the public domain. So one wouldn't miss that. In terms of do you still stand on the amount that you proposed in the report or based on your recommendation? I would say, Honorable Chair and Honorable Member for Blantyre, that based on the assumptions that we had and the analysis that we did, we still stand with what we gave out. There were two questions from Zomba City North. One of them was that, are you aware of the work that was done previously by other consultants? Yes, we are aware, because these were shared with us before we commenced the assignment. There was another question on whether EMJ engaged in contact with the owner of the hotel, Yusuf, or there have been any other engagements that have been done for him. Chair, I would comfortably say no. We haven't done any work for Yusuf. Neither would I say there was any other engagement that we did for him, or that there's any relationship between us and him. There was another question from Blantyre Giromoni in terms of the red flags, whether we'll still stick to the proposed amounts that are in the report. And also, so this will be taken together with the one from Mulanje Southeast in terms of the portfolio that we've managed before, and whether we are aware of the existence of the Financial Services Act. Honorable Chair, allow me to delegate these two to my colleague, Mr. Wanali, if you'd allow me to do that.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair. think in terms of the question for, can you remind me? We're starting with which one?
Dutch Room one, in terms of red flags and whether we're still sticking to
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I think it was discussed in the beginning. We also queried to say the days were not enough, but they said we are engaging you to update the previous reports which were already done. So your work will be a desk research.
Hold. Just hold. Can you switch off your mic? So you were told clearly that you're just doing an update of the previous reports. That's what you just said. But the previous reports, we had one at 30 billion, the other one at 36 billion, then the other one at 48.7 billion. So an update pushed it to somewhere around 128 billion. Am I right or wrong?
You are very correct.
Thank you so much. Palombe Machemba.
Thank you, Chair. I want to put your question, Chair.
Can you switch off the mic, please?
Okay, all right.
Palombe Machemba, take to the floor.
Thank you, Chair. I want to put your question differently. Since you are given the figures from these other three valuers, can we say that you are told to adjust the figures upwards? Can we put it straightforward like that? Was that the request from those who hired you? Thank you, Chair.
Maybe before you take that one, can you switch off the mic? Lilongwe Penu, please.
Yeah, Chair, I want us to be very clear. We only have two valuation figures, 30 billion, 36 billion. Because the 48.7 billion was given by the pension fund, okay, as an offer. So this shouldn't be taken as a valuation figure. So we only have two valuation figures. I just wanted to make that clear, Chair.
Can you proceed to take those ones based on the collections which have been made, please?
All right. Yeah, I think before I stop, I was saying we're engaged to update the previous valuations. These valuations were done at a different point in time. We are not, I think we will not be in a good position to justify the previous numbers. What we are doing now is because when they say we should update, it's not uplifting, but we should take into consideration the current information regarding the performance of the hotel and the current economic fundamentals, which were not there at the time the other reports were issued. So for us, we cannot compare our work, much as we are coming from the work which were done by others, but our point of reference to those reports is the approach they did, how much they arrived at, what was the rate or the cost of equity they used, and not necessarily the number they arrived at. Because for us, we have the numbers that we are going to base on our calculations and come up with a number that we shared as a report to the fund. So for us to comment on the numbers in the previous reports, it will be hard for us. What we have submitted is supported by the numbers. You can go through the numbers and then argue that the numbers are not making sense.
Can you switch off your mic? You just stated that you are not going to base on the findings, but this is a desk study that you're doing, and you had to wait. You just confirmed about 2 minutes ago that you were updating, but you also indicated that as you were updating, you didn't want to base on whatever happened, but you looked at the performance. When the projector was not misbehaving, you gave us a synopsis of the performance. You recall that one? In that performance, was there anywhere the performance or growth was 200% and above? When you were presenting the performance from when they started operating, is there a stage where the performance of the previous year compared to the current year was over 200%? Yes. Do you have a 300%? Now, if you look at the audit report, there's the valuation. There's one for 30 billion. The other one, 36 billion. For argument's sake, if you're speaking numbers, something that you're basing was at 30 billion. Now it's going at 124 billion. Percentage-wise, don't you see that it's gone to somewhere around 400%? Yes or no? Now, in your submission, if we say that you inflated the performance of the institution by 400%, are we going to be wrong as a committee?
Yes, you'll be wrong, because you are looking at absolute numbers. Because what we're saying here is when they were coming up with 30 billion, they had their own assumptions. They had their own factors they considered when coming up with that number, which we don't know. What we have presented our report with the basis of where we got the numbers from. So it's up to the committee to take the numbers and rework and then see whether they are making sense or not. But I think in my presentation in the beginning, I did say that one of the things I did was to get comfort of the numbers which were presented in the financial model. One of which was to compare the results with the results of other players in the same industry. So if the numbers were making sense, because where Amaryllis indicated that they made supernormal profit, let's say of 200. Even the other hotels, they were making the same profits just because they were in the recovery process from COVID. After that, the profitability started to stabilize. So from our end, what we are saying is our submission is based on the numbers that we had at that time, the economic factors. That's what led us to come up to that number. There's no one who induced us that we need this number.
Point of information. So you're saying that the other performance was poor because of COVID. Now, in the event that these people have proceeded to do that and pension fund has that, we have another war looming the other side. In the event that we have another COVID hitting, are you sure that the pensioners come 2040, 42, when the first cohort, which was born in around 1982, like it's my case, are they going to access their money? Are you insured?
I think to take that question, in terms of insured, we are not insured, or I should say I'm not insured. My colleague, the principal officer, will take that one. But from our end, I will take the first part of your question to say our role was to analyze the current status of the hotel, post the acquisition, as mentioned in my presentation. Most of the mergers and acquisitions, they might go well in the process of calculating the valuation, but if you don't manage well post acquisition, you may end up the business might end up somewhere, not as you projected during the time of valuation. And that is not a problem of the ones who did the valuation. It's the management of the operations of the business. But from my end, I would also want to add to say, in terms of risk, the hotel business, the business risk is very low. Okay.
Can I have order, please? Honor members, vice chairs.
No.
Can I have order, please?
Let me.
Please. Can you switch off the mic?
Oh, sorry.
Honor members, can we respect the stakeholder? Let us listen, and we come to a better position based on the information. Can you kindly proceed?
When we talk of business risk, I think I need to remind the committee to say, in business, there are no more, when we are analyzing a trend, there are cases where you have you can have some normal profits or losses due to some eventualities. So COVID, in terms of the impact of COVID on business, you cannot consider that as a normal business risk. It was an eventuality. That's why we're saying, prior or after COVID, the hotel industry itself, the performance itself, the hotel sector is profitable. Unless, as you have mentioned it, to say there will be a war, there will be what, but those are not, it's hard to factor in those issues when you are projecting. You cannot project that in 3 years there will be war between Iran and USA. But there should be normal business risk. If you are to consider the normal business risk, the hotel industry is profitable. That's according to me. A good example is we have seen quite a number of big companies falling, but the Sunbelt has survived for a long period of time. That's a very good. Yeah, number two.
Wait up until he finishes. Please proceed.
Yeah, I was talking about the business risk. The other risk that is affecting most of the local companies is the credit risk. When you look at the hotel industry, business is done mostly by cash. Only credit, it's minimal. So the credit risk when it comes to hotel business is, I would also rate it low. When it comes to currency risk, which is also affecting quite a number of businesses in Malawi, most of the rates, the hotel rates in Malawi are pegged in dollars. Whenever there's a devaluation, the price will automatically pick up the impact of the devaluation. So the current risk, the currency risk is as well low. And finally, we can talk of the interest rate risk, which is also another problem in Malawi because of the high interest rates we have. The pension fund is acquiring the Amaryllis debt-free. There's no issue of financial costs. Because of that, the overall risk when it comes to financial risk of this transaction should be average. Should be average. Yeah, I can stop there, Chair. Thank you.
Honourable members, I would like to thank you for being patient. You had raised a point of information, Mulanje Southeast. Then you have Blantyre, Chiromoni, Kabula, Nancholi.
Chairperson, we are a house of records. The stakeholder is on record that they used the financial model from the vendor, and that the valuation from the vendor was at 108 billion. And this is the valuation that the consultants used. It is on record, Chair. And it is on record again that the consultants disregarded the valuations that were earlier done by professionals. 30 billion and 36.6 billion. That's on record, Chair. From where the people of Mulanje Southeast are sitting, they would have said that the consultant was unresponsive. Because what the client asked and what the consultant delivered are quite different. This is a consultant that had been asked to update, given information that was already done, work that was already done by other professionals, just to ensure that the client was up to date. And they decided to throw away all that information that was done by professionals over 3 and 6 months, to do that same work, the updating, using what they are calling the prevailing circumstances within 2 days. And they would want this honorable committee to believe them that they have done a professional job. That's why, Chair, the people of Mulanje Southeast are thinking you are belaboring your honorable committee. That a conclusion has already been reached, and we know the capacity of the consultant and how responsive they have been. We might be beating a dead horse. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much. Blantyre, Chiromoni, Kabula, Nancholi constituency.
Chair, I wanted to not to be very blunt as our Mulanje colleague has been, but if you look at them, they keep comparing, in the analysis, they keep comparing hotels being more profitable, they keep comparing Sunbelt. Now, if one region is affected, which is the southern region, Amaryllis, in terms of occupants, then Amaryllis is completely out. Whereas as Sunbelt will still report profit because they have got several places with several hotels, which is completely wrong. So in arriving at the conclusion, it's a very wrong conclusion. Secondly, they had indicated, they keep saying, no, it will be debt-free. Yes, they are using 128 billion. But what is the opportunity cost that they are foregoing by buying in terms of equity? They say, no, earlier they said the equity, much as they were calculating, it was okay, but then they would be employing 100 people. 100 people are already employed there. People are already supplying tomatoes there. You mean you want to risk 128 billion of pensioners' fund because you want 100 people to supply tomato? You want 100 people to get employed? Seriously, you are putting the pensions fund at risk because of 100 people. They're saying you have to also look at the social impact. Seriously, you are looking at are you protecting the interest of the ones who engage? That's why earlier I had asked you a question. Who engaged you? Is it a third party or was it the pension fund? Because if you are acting in the best interest of the pension fund must always ensure that they invest in a more profitable, because they have to get the returns to pay. You can't put them at a risk. So whenever you keep saying debt-free, you're forgetting so many things. Social responsibility, that was never your role. Chair, maybe to toe the line with Mulanje, I think we are beating a dead horse. I submit.
Thank you so much. Controlling officer, I want you to respond to the two questions. I see Chirazu Lunyungwe.
Chair, thank you for the quick recognition. To save time, yesterday when we sat here in this House of Records, we were, I think it was Continental, they read us out some of the debts that Amaryllis holds, and the controlling officer keeps mentioning that they are debt-free. I would like him to at least to highlight that point. And secondly, I want to concur with Blanta Chilowe to say that this mention of the social benefits, I think it's an investment bias. I think that he's recommending in a very biased way because they're downplaying all the financial risks, Chair, because they're saying that the hotel will start to immediately become profitable, which is not right in the hotel industry. Hotels cannot immediately start making income. So I think these guys were placed in this job to report for 128 billion so that this sale can be done, so that debts can be paid and people can pocket money. Let's conclude at that, Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chirazulu Nyungwe. Controlling officer, kindly respond to the questions, then we may consider of winding up because another stakeholder is just outside. Honored members are not going for lunch because they are serious into doing this thing. So, yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Because the three issues are interlinked and related. They're hinging on the computations and the analysis that was done. Allow me to ask Banali to respond to those ones.
Please proceed.
Thank you so much, Chair. Thank you, Principal Officer. For Blantyre Southeast, I would like to mention that before the final report was presented to the fund, we were engaged in a meeting with the fund trustees and the secretariat, where we presented the report. They had their questions, and we requested them if they have comments that we can incorporate into the report. Therefore, we strongly believe that the report is our work. We presented the report based on the numbers that we have and based on the economic environment at that time. On the opportunity cost, I wanted to mention that when we are looking at the investment in the hotel industry, yes, I'm saying the hotels are profitable, and I'll still maintain to say so. If you look at if the same 100 billion or if 100 billion was invested in treasury bills last year, and this year we have witnessed the rates have completely gone down from above 20 to around maybe 15%. Those are the risks that we can expect from the hotel business. The very same risks can be expected from the investment elsewhere. We shouldn't be obsessed with the passive income from the interest-bearing investments. These investments, they are political. Overnight, a decision can be...
Honourable members, can we relax?
We have investments in those areas.
Controlling officer, please proceed to respond.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is, yesterday we can have interest rates at 25%. Today, if the government says we're not taking up the cash, the interest can go down because it's about demand and supply. So it's a decision that is something that can be made within hours and can change your investment projections. If we projected that we will be earning 25% from the investment, and the next week you have been told that the rates has changed to 15%, it means you have lost about 10%. The same business risk should be considered in the hotel industry. It's business and there are risks attached to it. The last question from Chirazuru Nyungwi on a debt-free. The arrangement that, because this was also an area of interest, that's why in our report we did indicate that you need to, before you finalize your payments or your negotiations, you should make sure that you are comfortable that all the debts have not been transferred to you. What the target company Amaryllis did was to create the Amaryllis Hotel as what we call it. They detached it from the group of companies that Yusuf Limited has, so that it should be a standalone, and they took out all the loans from Amaryllis Hotel. So when they are selling it without debts. The debts will be paid by the owners.
Honour members, can we have order? Can I have order, please? Controlling officer, can you proceed? Please, can you wind up? Controlling officer?
Yeah, I was saying, once the hotel has been bought, on the balance sheet, there shouldn't be any debt, because that's the arrangement. So the legal due diligence and the other procedures that needs to be done is to make sure that if the fund is proceeding with the transaction, they should make sure that all the debts are not there. Yeah, that's the advice that we included in our report to the fund.
Can you switch off the mic? Controlling officer, I'll give you this time to give us your closing remarks. Over to you, controlling officer.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and thank you, honorable members of the community present. For us, is to thank you very much for inviting us to come and do clarification in terms of the work that we did. And thanks very much for being free in terms of the questions. Some of them I'm sure we've managed, but some of them as usual. It's difficult. We've also taken note, Chair, of the documentation that we need to submit to your honorable office before noon tomorrow, and that we'll do. I will still repeat what I said during my contextual presentation, that we did the work, we came up with the figures, we were not part of the negotiation team. The decision was rested with the board. I close our presentation. Thank you, Chair. And thank you, members, honorable members present here.
Thank you so much for enduring up to the end. We appreciate the information that you've given to this committee. Honourable members, can I have order, please? Be assured that whatever you've submitted to this committee shall form part of the decision of this committee, and I'm sure it's going to be part of the report that will be generated, so that we give guidance to relevant authorities on how we're going to proceed. But I'd like to assure you that as honored members, there was nothing personal. We're just discharging our duties as per the Constitution. So in the process, in the event that you felt injured, I'd like to pray that you play it down, because we just focused on doing what we're supposed to do. And be assured that we are there just to play our role as members of Parliament, and we wish you well in your future business undertaking as a consultant, as well as Malawians. So we wish you well. At all cost, you've done business, and we appreciate that you've done business. And no one here is faulting you, but we're just generating information. So as you walk out of this room, be assured that all our members were just doing their part. And in the event that we want more information from you, Secretariat will reach out to you so that you can give us appropriate information. Otherwise, I wish you well. May God bless you as you shape the future of this nation. Have a blessed day. You may leave at your pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, the members present. Wishing all the best as you proceed with the deliberations.